Hey up everyone, hope you're all doing well. The Ultimate Fighter is absolutely washed and no one gives a shit about it. But just before we get into it all guys, if you love UFC content and love keeping up to date with UFC news, make sure to drop a sub. But anyways, let's get straight into it. So here we have it. This season's Ultimate Fighter, the coaches are Daniel Cormier and Chael Sonnen, and the first episode released last night. And did any of you guys actually watch it? In fact, not only that, did any of you guys actually know that it was releasing yesterday? Did you? Really? I don't think you did. No one gives a shit about the Ultimate Fighter anymore. And don't get me wrong, I love both Daniel Cormier, I love Chael Sonnen, and we all love them, you know? But who actually fucking cares? Genuinely, who gives a fuck? It's so outdated by this stage. It came out during a period where reality TV show was just at an all-time high, and now it's 2025, and yeah, no one really gives a toss. The last time people gave a shit was this: McGregor and Chandler. And even then, when the season started to carry on and it was happening, you know, everyone kind of just lost interest. You know, you had a lot of hype here again because McGregor, he was back. It was going to be against Chandler. The sneak peek we saw where it was like, it does, you're told, and pushing the face, and Chandler's like, whoa, like he's on fucking Sugar Rush or something. It looked crazy. And then you watched it, and McGregor's team were just getting battered every week, and not much was really happening. McGregor didn't look that bothered. And yeah, that was about it. So I was like, if McGregor and Chandler, well, mainly McGregor, if McGregor can't get the Ultimate Fighter to be at its peak again, just give it up. Because they did stop this and then brought it back for McGregor, I think it was, McGregor and Chandler. And again, just no one gives a shit. Even during the season, no one gave a shit. Everyone was kind of hyped for it because McGregor's back, all this. Oh, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be like a certain one I'm going to show you in a minute. But no, he just wasn't. But let's go back to the time, and I feel like tough. The last great season of The Ultimate Fighter. Now, I'm not going to act like I watch every single season of The Ultimate Fighter. I probably only tuned in for one or two. But still, this was the last time Ultimate Fighter was actually great. We all knew it was going to be this one. McGregor and Faber. You had, even though these two weren't fighting, you had a good back and forth. You could tell they didn't hate each other. They had a good bit of banter. The fights on there were quite decent. You had people like Ryan Hall, Saul Rogers, Artem Lobov, Julian Erosa. I can't think of anyone else, but yeah, Johnny Nunez, who I think is Misha Tate's husband. You had a few people on there. Cody Garbrandt doing the whole thing, push McGregor. TJ Dillashaw, the whole snake thing. You had so much going on. Maybe in fact, the last good one was maybe Cody Garbrandt and TJ Dillashaw. The Ultimate Fighter, though, it's gone past its sell-by date. It's no longer interesting. And it's not just the interest, it's also the fighters what are coming out of it. So right here, I've got the winners of the Ultimate Fighter, and we get a few honorable mentions as well. So one of them, Forrest Griffin, yes, well known. Diego Sanchez, Joe Stevenson, Rashad Evans, Kendall Grove, some okay names, some stinker names as well. Michael Bisping, sick. Matt Serra, sick. Nate Diaz, sick. You know, who else we got here? Ryan Bader, Roy Nelson, Colt McGee, Tony Ferguson, amazing, that's a great one. John Dodson, Diego Brandao, Michael Chiesa, Calvin Gastelum, okay. Juliana Payne, Corey Anderson, Carlos Peraza, Kamaru Usman, brilliant one. And then after that, it just goes on to list like a load of notable names. Ryan Hall being one, who are not amounted to nothing. Andrew Sanchez, I don't remember. Tatiana Suarez, who was built up to be the female Habib, just got done in by Zhang Weili, which is no shame in, to be fair. Tim Elliott, a good old journeyman, to be fair. He's a decent little journeyman gatekeeper. Jesse Taylor, I don't know what happened to him. What, isn't she like the worst champion of all time? Brad Katona, who I believe was like one of the last winners. And I think he's like, what? Is he like 1-3 or 2-3 since coming back to the UFC? He hasn't won one in a while, from what I remember. You got Macy Chiasson, Brian Battles, okay. Muhammad Usman, Brad Katona. There's not much going for it, especially in recent years. When I think of The Ultimate Fighter in recent years, I think really Kamaru Usman, and I think Robert Whittaker came from The Ultimate Fighter as well. And that was like 10 years ago. 10 years ago. But we have an alternative, and I was going to make this a separate video, but I just thought, fuck it, whilst I rant about it, it's a good point to make. I was going to do the Ultimate Fighter versus the Dana White Contender Series, where you got people like Sean O'Malley, who's came through the rankings within the last, they started in like 2017, and I feel like a lot of people who came through the Dana White Contender Series, you see them a lot in the rankings. You can't really say the same for the Ultimate Fighter. Marina Rodriguez, who was okay. She's just retired, I think, from her last fight. Jamal Hill, a former champion. Okay, pretty decent, you know, puts on some fun fights. Who else have we got? They haven't bullet pointed, they haven't made it nice for me. Sean O'Malley, of course, a good one. Who else have we got? Breno Silva. Carlos Prates. Not only Carlos Prates, the entire fucking fighting nerds. Gene Silva, Caio Borralho, Mauricio Ruffi, and Carlos Prates all have came through Dana White Contender Series. So thank you, Dana White Contender Series, because the fighting nerds are massive right now, have so much charisma, so fun to watch in the octagon, good little fighting gym, you know what I mean? So Dana White Contender Series is all thanks to that. Jailton Almeida, newly crowned champion JDM. You've got so many names here, and you're just like, okay, yeah, you've got a lot, haven't you? Daniel Marcos, Aliskerov, and then who else have we got? Yeah, the fighting nerds just went over it. And then I actually have a list here, which is like, it's a bit dodgy. It says Glover Teixeira when he's not, and it also says Charles Oliveira, which he's not. So it is a bit hit and miss. Brendan Allen, Jailton Almeida, Talia Santos. Kamaru Usman wasn't. See, I think it's getting mixed up a bit. Kevin Holland. Yeah, Kevin Holland did. Big mouth. Kevin Valios, who's came through recently. Sadiq Yusuf. Lona Kavanagh. Grant Dawson. These are all names really you're seeing in like the rankings as well. And there's other names as well. Like Bo Nickel came through. If he had beat Derrida, that would have been a big one, you know. So you got a lot more names coming through the Dana White Contender Series. Why not just put more into the Dana White Contender Series? And don't get me wrong, Dana White Contender Series is not perfect. We've got some schlop from the Dana White Contender Series as well, but it's a lot more consistent compared to the Ultimate Fighter with like Brad Katona. Again, I don't want to slate Brad Katona. He seems a rate, and he's a good, well-rounded fighter, but just give it a rest. Fuck the Ultimate Fighter off. This season, no one cares. I can't remember the coaches of the last season. I'll be honest with you, I can't remember the coaches of the last season. The most recent one I remember is McGregor and Chandler, and it wasn't even that good. So, the Ultimate Fighter, it's got to go. It's got to go, blood. It's got to go, blood. It's got to go. It's like Tony Ferguson during 2020 to 2024. It's washed. Let it go, bro. It's not coming back. The prime is gone. Al Kukui's gone, man. Deal with it. You know? Like, we just need to get rid of this shit. It's a waste of time. No one really tunes in for it. People like to try and act like they do, but we fucking don't. And it's just gone past its sell-by date. That happens sometimes. Maybe, you know, if you'd waited like 10 years to bring it back, maybe it could have been a bit better. But you need heated rivalries and stars, and the UFC are lacking that tremendously right now, so we may as well get rid of the Ultimate Fighter. Like, if he did it correctly, like Marab and O'Malley, that could have been a 8, you know what I mean? Maybe if he did Aspinall Jones, maybe if you did Dricus and Hamzat, Ilya Islam, but they don't do it. They always pick like people who are like DC and Chael Sonnen. You know what I mean? We don't pick good rivalries half the time as well. It's just fucking stupid. Like, I can't even think of examples. Like Whittaker Gastelum, yeah, you know, but like, are they really known for shit talking? Not really. Like, I'm surprised I haven't seen like Adesanya as a coach. Him and Pereira would have been a sick one. That would have been mint. You know what I mean? But no, the UFC are just fucking we're a bit fucking daft, you know what I mean? But what do you guys think about the Ultimate Fighter? What do you think about this season? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.